Hello everyone, welcome back to another video of codeprime. In this video we are going to learn this complete the sim background property of the CSS. In this background CSS property have so much of property and values and much more. So here we are going to explain that background property, this simple background and background position, background size, background repeat, and the background origin property also, and there is background clip and the background attachment also. This there you can find this is already there is total is around 4 property we are going to explain, and inside of this 4 property having so much of this values about this property. So we are going to explain this all everything here. So this video will be a little bit of longer, but we're going to complete that the total background property, so that if we are going to watching that one video of background, so it will be complete that videos about the tutorial about the background learning and much more. So let's start this video right now here. Okay, here you can see I have opened my VS Creator and I have added the basic HTML file, and there you can see we are going to watching this live preview on this our browser. That is our Chrome. That is our here I'm using that Microsoft Edge browser. Okay, so here now we're going to explain that first of all the background. So simple background here. So here this is our body section. We are going to just pick up this body from here, and after this HTML file close, here we are going to writing that style file. So opening here the internal CSS. Now paste this, and here we're going to writing some background, basic background here. So here I'm just writing a background simple, that is color, I'm just writing that red, and save this file, and we can see the background is implemented the red color. So this is simple background, and there we're going to now explain that for this much more this background position, size and repeat. So here I need to remove this. So here first of all we're going to need to add an images. So you can see I have some images one there in this folder. Okay, so let me, you can see I'm just going to show you some images here. There you can see circle busy, and there is main and icon and this graphical and much more images I have, but I'm just using one images that is in natural. So here it will be used, here I'm using the graphical busy, so it will be okay. So here I'm just writing this background in this body section. So let me hide this first, Control B, and here I'm using that. So first of all let me write some width property. There is width here, I'm just going to write it. Okay, width is 100%, or it should be, I'm just not writing any width in here, I'm just making it the by default. So here let me write that background images. First of all I'm adding it background images, and here we're going to writing that URL, and here after inside of this double quotation and slash. So here I'm using that graphical, okay, not graphical, here I'm using that circle type images slash. So we can select that images, you can see cycle.bg.jpg also showing. Now save this file. You can see that images is getting to the repeating here, so a lot of time it was repeating here. So for this item for we're going to explain that now this the repeating option, that is background repeating. So here we are going to writing this background repeat, and here it will be the no repeat. Okay, RE, and save this file. You can see the background is not repeating. Now here we're going to apply for this the background position here. So let's write the background position. So here is the background position, and it is we're going to make this the center, and save this file, and you can see this item was going to the center one, this item. So this is this you can see this from the left and right, and it was exactly the same, and from the top also there. So now I'm just writing this background size, another one, there is another property that is background size, and it is cover. So it is cover, and save this file. You can see it was covered from this left, right and top and bottom and all of this. So for example now we're going to set this height and width. So now it will be here. So I'm setting this width is 100%, and set this height, it is 100 VS, and save it. Now you can see it was completely one there, but there is the, because of this low high very mass height, so that's why you can see that images is not exactly shown the performance. So we can set some pixel width and height. So here we are going to make it the pixel, that is 500 pixel, and with height is we are going to make it 30 bs, and save it. Now now it was looking like good. So this way you can set your background property, simple background, your position, background size and background repeat. You can say I have used that this 3 property, and you can see that what was the performance of the work here. the background. So now we're going to for this the next property, that is the background origin. Okay, now we are going to learn the background origin, and the background origin property will use the three value, that is padding box, border box, and another one is content box. So you can see I've added some basic HTML here. You can see a boxes and content, and here is one I have added some text here, and there you can see I have added this. And after adding this CSS, and you can see this live preview on this outside of this on the right side a browser. You can see the top one is a border box, and the second one is a padding box, and the third one is a content box. So you can see like whenever you are going to understand the box model, I have already dedicated video about box model. You can check out on my channel. Also I will provide that link into my video description. So now let's work for this our background origin property. So here inside of this background origin, so here we just need to URL adding here, and background origin work for this URL. So it will be more understanding for URL whenever we are going to using that images. You can see that images is backgrounded here, but it was not perfectly looking here. So let me set the border solid to dotted, so that it will be a circle border. You can see on the background it was looking like this, but here is a repeating images here, so we can unrepeat it this images here. So let me back to here. Okay, now here we just writing the background repeating property, and it will be not repeat. So here you can see the no repeats. Okay, no repeat, and you can see the background was removed. But whenever we're going to using that no repeat, the background border section is looking very odd here, so I'm just uncommented here. That repeat is always okay, and we're going to make it the as usual. So it is looking like good for this watching this in the clip here. So here now we are going to using that the background origin property here. So here we are going to using that. So first of all we will use for the padding boxes. Okay, for this padding boxes it will be go to the padding boxes, and it will be by default the images is background, it was content, by default it was take a padding box. So here you can see it was no changing here. Now we're writing there's the padding here removing, and it will be right the border, and you can see that images was cover the border side, and this dotted background and the image was covered on the border side. So this will work for the border boxes, and will be right for the content box. You can see that now it was image was take for the content boxes, and you can see here that images is content boxes is take here. So this way you can use that your background origin property here. So like this border box, padding box, and the content box, you can move it. Okay, now we're going to learn the background clip property, and this how it's work. The background clip property is basically work for the background color and images whatever we write in our background, and it will be text, the form will be the background. So now we're going to use that. Here you can see I've added a basic HTML here. I've added a title, the codeprime Bangladesh. I have used a line break and write some CSS for this, and you can see the output of the browser here. This is codeprime Bangladesh, and this is output, and we are going to apply for this background clip, and it will be text, but there is nothing was affecting here. You can see nothing was working here because of this browser. Sometime it was not show or not supported of the background clip. So for this we are going to use that WebKit background, copy this line and WebKit and background clip text, so that you can see that background is removed, so that this way we can make this a variable CSS property that it will be support for all browsers. Now we are going to use for the color transparent, so that by default color was black, so now transparent, and this color was take the background color, the blue color you can see here. Now we are going to use some images here instead of background color, and here write a URL, and here I am using the new images. You can see that it was looking like this. Now for watching the background image, so we need to line this uncomment of this line of CSS, and you can see the background images is looking like this, and uncomment it, and here we am just going to change that images here. Now change it here, this a natural images, and here you can see the natural images is looking like this, and change some another images also. So here I'm using circle images, it's also okay. Here we have mistake of bracket, remove it, and you can see that like this. So now this is how you can use that images. Now we're going to use that zip images. Just copy the zip images URL from Google, and instead of image URL write it here, and you can see the zip background was this text background was moving a zip animation here. So this way you can use that it complete background clip. Okay, now here we are going to learn this the background attachment property, and the background attachment property will be used the three value, there is one fixed, another one is scroll, and another one is local variable. So we are using this three value on there. So here you can see I've added a basic HTML, and there you can see I have added a box, and here inside of this I've added a p tag, and here I have write a long paragraph around the 500 word. You know that the shorting technique of this lorem ipsum paragraph writing, just write a lorem, and this whatever you want to how much word, just type this, and then enter press, and it will be automatically right there. And there you can see the boxes. I have added some basic CSS for this center item here, and the speed I have set a width, that is, and this I have added another one, that is border, and there is a padding also added. I have so making some little bit of spaces from them, then it's look good. So that's here, this is the actually the basic, this is we have made it. Now we're going to apply for this background attachment property. So here this is our box, is our mainly we have this containing this taking there the box, and here we need to add this the images, because the background attachment is only work for this images. So here we need to add images here, an URL. Now here I'm just adding this images, there is, here I'm going to try for this circle images, that is circle basic, and save this. You can see that images was repeating here. Now we have already known that how we can stop that images repeating. So let me write that background repeating here, and it will be no repeat. Okay, made mistake, and save this. You can see that images repeating was stopped. So now you can see it was totally scrolling here. So now we're going to apply for the background attachment here, and when we write that this is scroll, and you can see that it was total scrolling here, there you can see that, and it was total scrolling here. So this we can see that scrolling is with this images background and text and content always scrolling in over the way. So now if we make it another one, that is local, and it's also working as the same way. You can see that it's also the working like this scroll bar and similar working. Now we're going to make some another one, that is fixed property. So here writing that fixed, and save this changes. Now you can see the background image was fixed on these places where it is have. Now we are going to scroll that text and scroll bar here moving, and anywhere whatever we are moving there, but this images is background, it was still one there, it was not moving. So this way you can make use that the background attachment and 3 value property, you can use that. And this is all totally completed about the background tutorial property. So if you need any inquiry about this tutorial, and if you need any help to doing this all of this process of this complete background CSS property, you can give me on the comment section below. And if you enjoy this tutorial, please like on this video and share it with your friends. Also please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon so that you will be get notification of our all new tutorial series and much more. So thank you so much for watching this video.